I'm Fiona Gray, Marketing Director here at Equator, and I've rounded my team up to give you our 5 key highlights from the digital marketing space so far in 2024, hopefully in under 5 minutes. Number 1 is Google Consent Mode V2, and the update from Google is basically to try and make the giant more compliant with new data privacy laws, and it was rolled out back in March. Sounds super exciting, but it is actually really important. It's specific to the data that it collects for the purposes of personalised advertising, and the key part here really is the personalised bit, and this is really important in things like remarketing to particular consumers. So if you operate in the EEA or the UK, you should already have been asked to update your cookie banner settings by Google. The data the update can collect is critical to ads, but it's also really important for things like conversion modelling. So as we keep moving towards life without those third-party cookies, this is going to become more and more important. So if you haven't updated yet or you're not sure, we suggest that you check. So number 2, Meta released more features within its Advantage Plus tool. Meta claims that this is going to help give consumers more confidence when they're purchasing after they've seen an ad through things like tailored dynamic creative, the inclusion of product videos, more options for e-commerce integration, as well as things like promo codes and collaboration campaigns. We've obviously seen Meta embrace AI more and more in its ad platform, and so these changes are really just further evidence that this is set to continue. So number 3, Gmail and Yahoo have updated their standards for email marketing, and since the update, Microsoft have updated theirs as well. February saw the enforcement of these new guidelines with additional requirements for bulk email senders across both B2B and B2C. And these guidelines cover 3 key areas. So number 1 is the authentication of outgoing emails. So they basically need to be able to identify the email server that allows the sends and a digital signature that then gives verification that there has been no tampering. Plus it also gives additional reporting to check for things like failure of authentication to manage effectively. Number 2 is reported spam rates. So this is an easier one to get your head around, and it basically means keep your reported spam rate as low as possible, ideally below 0.10%. And number 3 is the ability to easily unsubscribe. So this is something that really still boggles my mind that we have to remind everyone of, but you need to make it simple for people to unsubscribe, i.e. in one click. This is not only better for users and their experience, but it also means that you will now be following these new regulations. So although these requirements are really aimed at mass senders, i.e. 5,000 plus emails per day, our advice is that everyone incorporates these guidelines into their email marketing strategies. So number 4 is the expansion of programmatic ads that are available on Netflix and other connected TV platforms. So this is probably the most talked about new thing in my team of late, and although ads on the likes of Netflix aren't new, especially in markets like the US, the expansion of the partnership with Microsoft has opened up much greater possibilities for advertisers and agencies across the world, particularly when it comes to reporting on performance. I think the shift towards streaming has been huge, and with it comes great opportunity for programmatic, and something that my team and I are really excited about rolling out for more and more of our clients. So number 5, Meridian, Google's new open source marketing mix modelling tool. It was announced earlier on this year. Now there's more and more scrutiny on things like ROI, a loss of certain data points with a move away from third-party cookies, and an increase in the number of formats and media that we use across any given marketing strategy, such as things like connected TV that I mentioned earlier. There really becomes a greater need for us marketers to continue to prove the effectiveness of all of our activity. So Google's aim with Meridian is to provide methodology and tools to support with our quest. So some of the visuals that my team have seen so far indicate some really cool features, and my favourite is the incremental sales graphs that predict outcomes with different spend levels. So this is something that we've provided for a while here at Equator, but to do this at a Google level of scale would really add to our own models. So we're really interested to see where this goes, but a model like this will not ever work in isolation, and there's always going to be a need for channel level insights and strategy as well as that bigger picture. So that's it for me today. Hope you've enjoyed this little update. If you'd like to know more about our marketing capabilities here at Equator, feel free to give us a shout.